Prince Institute. Exercise 171. Sir Happy Singh. Ready? Start. Sir, India has 17.5% of the world's population, but our defense expenditure is not even 1% of the world's military expenditure. The per capita defense expenditure of India as per the 2000 military balance was rupees 110, while that of Pakistan was rupees 270. This only shows that the objections raised over the increase in defense allocation are most preposterous. I do not understand how some senior leaders of the opposition justify their stand, particularly when they also, and I think rightly so, call for the production of nuclear bomb. Though inherently peace-loving people with a leadership that has made a major contribution in promoting world peace, we do not compromise on the question of defense. With all our might, we have defended the integrity of our motherland whenever it was challenged and threatened in the past. It is heartening to observe that the government has formulated a defense policy based on our core national objectives and on a clear perception of our national interests. With large-scale requisition of arms and heavy military build-ups by Pakistan and China, we have rightly increased emphasis on modernization of armed forces. Indigenous production has also received the requisite thrust. To meet the long-term demands, it is necessary to strengthen the defense research and development, and it obviously calls for still bigger allocation. Sir, during the last fortnight or so, controversies over two defense deals have dominated the scene. I would not like to take much time of this honorable House to recapitulate the details again, but since a reference to them was again made here, I would crave your indulgence to advert to an important aspect emerging therefrom. In a democracy, it is the right and even the duty of the opposition to condemn the government on its failings. But in these cases, I most humbly submit that even the opposition has been taken for a ride by those scheming forces who do not wish us well. I do not for a moment doubt the motives of any honorable member who may have even used strong words while participating in the two debates earlier. But I do beseech all to give a dispassionate consideration to the issues involved. We must remember that the defense of the country involves defense against the physical attack, that is, armed aggression, as well as defense against a psychological attack against our polity, against our very system which we cherish irrespective of the party affiliations. The first, being an open and a direct one, is immediately felt and met. The second one is more subtle and systematic and can do more harm. It is against such an attack that we have to guard ourselves more. To impede the process of modernization of our armed forces, to thwart our efforts to raise the socio-economic standards of our people, to desist us from pursuing our basic policies, and to contain our widening influence amongst the third world countries with whom we make common cause on matters of global importance, the hostile powers connive and intrigue to create a situation that has the potential of raising a crisis and bring the entire system under pressure. It is in such circumstances that a gentleman comes here from Hong Kong, files a short but mischievous story alleging the payment of a commission in a defense deal. This news is beamed back to a people who cherish moral values more than bread, and a storm is raised, bringing to a standstill the normal functioning of the highest legislative forum of the land. A brilliant and calculated move is successfully made to control all our political activity. For 2 weeks, Parliament, the media, and the people are busy discussing this. We seek no corroboration. We don't ponder over the possibility of any mischief and rush to pass judgment against the government which, on occasions, has reiterated its commitment to cleansing public life and to bring to book any person found guilty of any economic offense whatsoever. Sir, it is such hasty responses which emanate from the psychological attack just mentioned about, which sometimes inflict in farmers serious and grave fear than that of an actual aggression. For instance, doubts arising from a news report based on a misinterpretation of the Prime Minister's speech to the army commanders the other day were clarified beyond a shadow of doubt yesterday by the Prime Minister himself, but the opposition harps on the issue. Surprisingly, the Janata Party president refuses to stop reason and rushes to accuse the Prime Minister of what he calls propensity for telling the untruth. He accuses the Prime Minister of demoralizing the army. Amazingly, he goes on to say that the Swedish Prime Minister had confirmed the involvement of middlemen in the Bofors deal. It is this, sir, which causes us concern. This is not how we should treat sensitive matters relating to the defense of the country.